Yeah, I'm back. I just want to respond to respond very quickly to a comment that I just saw, and I put the comment as the title because I read in Revelation 12 where it's talking about how, or even in Matthew 24, it's talking about fleeing to the place of safety during the time of great tribulation, right before that time, right? Where the Lord has a place prepared for his people, for his saints. And somebody put the question, flee how? When you are barely making it in captivity. Let me tell you Negroes something. And if you get offended, oh well. Let me tell you something. God will provide. Negroes think they need passports. Negroes think they need all kinds of things like this. If you can make it on your own. No, the reason that speaks right to the heart of the matter. You don't realize who God is and what he is and what he's done for you. So you have questions like, flee how? When we barely make it in that captivity, you in captivity because you didn't realize who God was in the first place. Let's go to Genesis, the 15th chapter. See, it's foretold of what God can do for you. I just want to show you an example of this. And if you're offended, good. This is Genesis 15, and I'm going to pick it up at verse 13, because Abraham has shown something. He's shown what's going to happen to his seed. This is Genesis 15 and verse 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. What does that sound like? Captivity. They were in Egyptian. His people went, or his seed went into Egyptian bondage. They were there in Egypt for 430 years. A Pharaoh who didn't know Joseph rose up and oppressed them. It was a matter of national security. He looked at Israel as a threat. And they served in a hard bondage in mortar and in brick for hundreds of years, and they cried out to God. Verse 14, and also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And listen to what it says. And afterward, they shall come out with great substance. So they're going to come out with great substance. How did they get out? Did they get out on their own? No, they were slaves. God brought them out. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, he has no limits. That's what you Negroes fail to understand. He has no limits. You the one with the limits. Negroes talk about what they need. Man, God can do anything. He said, but in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. I'm sick of Negroes talking about what God can do and what you need to do. You can't do nothing. You but dust. And when that breath of life goes, you go. But there's a God in heaven that can do all things, that he could bring up the slave up out the dungeon to the highest echelons of rulership in the greatest empire in the land. God can do that. Stop questioning what God can do. This is Exodus 12 and verse 32. That's your problem now. Exodus 12 and verse 32. Negroes talking about you need a passport to get to the place of safety. As if God's not going to deliver you if you don't have a passport. Did he deliver Israel out of Egypt? Did they need passports? He didn't just deliver them. He brought plagues upon Egypt. He brought that empire down to his knees. And you Negroes talking about, we barely make it in their captivity. See, that's that mindset that got you in captivity in the first place. Negroes have lost your mind. Exodus 12 and verse 31. See, he told them many, many years prior of what was going to happen to his seed and how he was going to bring them out with great substance. Well, here it is. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people. Go thee and the children of Israel and go serve the Lord as ye have said. Also take your flocks and your herds as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. These were the words of Pharaoh. Please leave. He says, and the Egyptians were urging upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. He says, and the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading troughs being bound up in their clothes upon their shoulders. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses. And they borrowed of the Egyptians jewels of silver and jewels of gold and raiment. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. He could have you, he could prepare a place for you, a table for you in the midst of your enemies. He could not just, how we gonna make it? What we gonna do? You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing. Not with that attitude. That attitude of doubt. That attitude of faithlessness. He's gonna deliver his people. You don't need no passport. Where's he gonna, unless you got some money, he gonna do that. I looked at a passport, not for that reason. For another, it's to travel. And I was like, man, that's $149. You ain't got no ticket nowhere, and you are $149. So if you don't have the money, you can't be, God can't save you. You've lost your mind. And the reason I'm responding in this way, because I'm sick of hearing that. That's our problem now as a people. You need to change your attitude. How we gonna flee? What we gonna do? Listen, have faith in God, and all things are possible. That's what you. So I just want to respond to that foolish comment, and I called it foolish. I'm out.